You know, every single day, your dog is waiting for these small moments of connection that, honestly, most of us just never think to give. So, what are they? Well, let's dive right into this and find out how a few really simple changes can completely rewire the bond you share.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get into what your dog really needs from you. Then, we'll look at boosting their brain power, explore the real meaning of touch, and uncover the secrets of your unspoken bond. And finally, we'll pull it all together into a new daily ritual you can start tonight.
Look, we all adore our dogs. There's no question about that. But life gets so busy, right? And we can end up missing these small but absolutely crucial moments our dogs are looking for. And that can lead to this unseen stress and a bond that isn't quite as deep as it could be.
So just think about that for a second. Now, the good news is the answers are way simpler and more powerful than you'd think. This isn't about buying expensive toys or spending hours and hours on training. Nope. It's all about these tiny little shifts in how you interact every day. We're always so focused on our dog's physical health, the walks, the food, but their mental health is just as critical. Seriously, an understimulated brain can be a recipe for anxiety and all sorts of behavioral issues. So let's start right there.
Okay, this one might sound a little weird at first. We always hear that dogs thrive on routine, and they do, but if a schedule is too rigid, it actually makes them anxious when life, happens. So veterinary behaviorists suggest this little trick. Change one tiny thing each day. Feed them 3 minutes early. Take a different street on the last block of your walk. This little bit of controlled chaos builds their confidence so they can handle real disruptions with way less stress.
Think about it. We decide pretty much everything for our dogs, don't we? When they eat, where they walk, when they play. But a fascinating European study on working dogs found something amazing. The dogs who were sometimes allowed to say no thanks to a command without getting in trouble actually showed better problem-solving skills, and they had stronger bonds with their handlers. Giving them a real choice just once a day helps their brain build new pathways. It shows them they have a say in their world.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. It's so easy. This simple little game can light up more of your dog's brain than an entire hour-long walk. And notice, you're using their regular food, not some super exciting treat. That's key, because it activates their brain's natural seeking system. This isn't just about movement. It's actively growing the part of the brain linked to memory and emotions. It's a full-on mental workout.
And this just shows you the incredible long-term impact. The Family Dog Project in Budapest studied dogs who played these little food hiding games every day, and the results were just incredible. Those dogs kept their minds sharp for nearly 3 years longer than the dogs who didn't. So you see, you're not just playing a game, you're literally investing in their brain's future.
Here's a surprising fact for you. Search and rescue dogs actually have lower stress levels than most pet dogs. And it's not because of the exercise, it's about purpose. They feel necessary. Well, you can give your dog that same exact feeling by giving them a simple job. Maybe it's carrying the mail or helping you put their toys away. The trick is, it has to be something you genuinely appreciate because they can totally tell if you're faking it. A real job gives them a real sense of pride.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about physical connection. We all pet our dogs, right? Of course we do. But it turns out that the quality and the context of that touch matters so much more than the quantity.
I love this idea of a touch budget. It just makes so much sense. You know how some days you just don't have the social energy to talk to people? Well, dogs can feel the same way about being petted. And when we force it, even if they seem to just tolerate it, we might be slowly building up this invisible layer of stress.
And get this number, 60%. That's it. Research on shelter dogs showed that even the ones who seemed to love affection only truly wanted it about 60% of the time we offered it. The other 40%? They were just being polite. Isn't that wild? So how do you know if they're in the mood? You play the consent game. It's a total game changer. You just pet your dog for about 3 seconds. Then you stop and take your hand away completely. And then you wait. If they nudge you or lean in or paw at you for more, awesome, that's a green light. But if they don't, They were probably just being nice. This simple little habit builds a massive amount of trust.
Come on, admit it. We all have our go-to petting spots. Head, back, belly. But canine massage therapists will tell you that dogs hold chronic tension in a couple of forgotten places. One is right between their toes. Think of all the stress that builds up there. And the other is that little area where their front legs connect to their chest, a spot they just can't scratch themselves. Studies have shown that just 30 seconds of gentle massage there can release a ton of stress.
All right, now for the really deep stuff. The connection that goes beyond words. Because so much of our bond with our dogs is built in these quiet, unspoken moments. And hey, by the way, if you're finding this helpful and you want more ways to build that incredible bond, make sure you're subscribed to Love Dogs. We'd love to have you. This is what some call the 10-second ritual. Military researchers noticed that some handlers had dogs with a whopping 40% less cortisol, that's the stress hormone. And their secret was so simple. It was just 10 to 15 seconds of soft, silent eye contact throughout the day. No commands, no words, just a quiet moment of acknowledgement. This simple act literally calms their brain and floods their system with oxytocin, the bonding hormone.
You know the scene. You walk in the door and your dog is just bouncing off the walls with excitement. Our first instinct is to say, okay, calm down. But animal behavior suggests doing the opposite at first. For just about 20 seconds, match their high energy. Greet them with enthusiasm. Be playful. Then you can slowly guide them down to a calmer state. By matching them first, you're telling them, I see you, I get it, and it helps them become more emotionally flexible.
Now this might just be my favorite. Think about those quiet moments, maybe right before you go to sleep. You're just looking at your dog, and you're focusing on all the little things you love about them. The way they breathe, the funny way their ear twitches. Well, in that moment, your body releases a chemical cocktail of love. Oxytocin, dopamine, all the good stuff. And here's the incredible part. Your dog can literally smell that emotional shift. They are absorbing your feelings of gratitude, which makes them feel safe and secure.
So, what's the big takeaway here? None of these things are time-consuming or difficult. Not at all. But when you combine them, they create this powerful daily practice that deepens your connection in ways you might not have ever imagined.
So here it is, your new daily connection checklist. It takes, less than 5 minutes total? You've got a 2-minute brain game to get their mind working. You've got the 3-second consent check before you start petting. You share that quiet 10-second gaze, and you end the day with just a silent moment of genuine gratitude. That's it.
And that's really the heart of it all. It's not about the grand gestures. It is about the consistency of these small, intentional moments. That's what builds an unbreakable bond. It's a foundation of trust and communication and mutual respect that is absolutely built to last a lifetime. Your dog is listening with their nose, their eyes, their entire body. They are constantly sensing your intentions and your emotions. So the real question is, what message are you going to send them tonight without saying a single word?
Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. If you want to keep discovering more incredible ways to connect with your dog, please make sure to subscribe to Love Dogs. We would love to see you next time.